Will the Justice Department break the cable bundle? They're investigating cable companies for discriminating against online video. Tom Catan joins us from Washington. Tom, thanks so much for joining us. So let's set the stage here a little bit. What is the Justice Department investigating? Who's really complaining and who's really under fire here?
Well, I mean, the Justice Department is really looking to a whole broad set of questions, but basically you can sum them up. The question they're trying to answer is, are the cable companies using illegal tactics to try and prevent people from cutting the cord and just watching video online? Now, they've gone and spoken to Comcast, they've gone and spoken to Time Warner Cable, also some online video distributors like Netflix and Hulu, and they're seeking to answer to a range of questions here about whether there's anti-competitive behavior going on.
Now, one thing you mentioned that the Justice Department is focusing on is data caps. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, one of those tactics that they're looking at is, are the cable companies using selective data caps in a kind of discriminatory way to try and stop people from using, say, Netflix instead of their own service. So Comcast a few months ago said that its own Xfinity service, which is TV over the internet, if you streamed it through the Xbox, that would not count against its data caps. But if you use other forms of video online, like say through Netflix, then you're gonna hit a data ceiling. There was a huge outcry of that from Netflix because they saw that as a way to give a huge advantage to their own products. And since then, Comcast has changed those data caps slightly, but that's clearly one question that the Department of Justice is trying to answer.
Tell me, let's break it down here. Is it actually possible that this investigation could lead to? I'm a cord cutter. I confess, I don't have a cable package. All the video I watch is Netflix and just over the internet. I mean, is there a possibility that I could be able to get some of the cable channels I want a la carte as a result of this Justice probe? I wouldn't think so.
Well, I mean, that's clearly the promise that online video holds out, right? That instead of having to pay this, monthly cable fee, you'd be able to just, get the internet from Comcast and, thanks, we won't have your bundles of cable and all the channels that we don't watch. And, we'll just get the exact channels we watch or download per program. The question is, most programmers are still getting most of their money through cable companies. So are they trying to lean on the cable companies in various different ways through legal contracts or other different tactics to stop people from doing that? And I think that's the question. If this does end up being something that the Department of Justice takes action on, then it could affect that. And very much, they're looking into questions that will determine how we watch TV in the future. So, there's big stakes involved.
So, of course, there are options for people who want to watch video online today. They can get it. You can get ESPN online. HBO Go is really popular, where you can stream it to an iPad, for instance. But, of course, the problem is you have to have that cable package. You have to verify that you're buying cable in order to then enter that into your iPad to download the content. But it sounds like, it's still going to be a long time before somebody like me could say, get HBO Go, watch Game of Thrones. I'd love to. I'd love to watch that on an iPad, for instance, without having to actually pay for HBO. I'd pay for that subscription individually. I don't want Lifetime. I don't want the Oxygen Network. I don't want the History Channel. I want ESPN. I want HBO. I want some of these, and I'd love to pay for them individually. But it sounds like the prospect of that, even after this Justice Department probe, maybe what we're going to get is like a settlement of something. Will there actually be significant changes?
I think it's early to say, and I think there's several issues that they're looking into. One of them is exactly this issue they're talking about. The cable companies call this TV everywhere. They say all we're doing is telling people that they can watch cable on whatever device they want because they're already paying for it once. So get your cable subscription, you can watch it on your iPad. I guess what the Justice Department is looking at is this a strategy by the cable companies to say, all right, you can watch online video, but first you've got to pay this, $60, $70, $80 entry fee. And then after that, you'll be able to watch online video, but you got to pay the piper first.